So first of all, thank you guys. This is a wonderful night. We're here and we're going to talk about developing your abundant mindset. And if you, many of you, if you're like myself, you were raised in a time and an era where scarcity was a part of growing up. For me, but if we were to ask the question, how many of you actually knew you were in scarcity? It's often, I grew up in the 60s in the South, and by all standards of the economic system, I was socially and economically disadvantaged. I would have been labeled in that way. But if the truth be told, I did not know. I knew that my house wasn't up to par, but I had food, I had clothing, I had so much love. I played, I did a lot of things that other kids were doing, and I'm sure that many of you are doing the same. And that leads me to what I want you to think about when you think about abundance, because many of us grew up in a time where there was not a lot of physical wealth. We began to see as we got older, and we began to compare and look around at others, because comparison is the robber here. The comparison is the thing that shows us in comparison to others where we are in terms of wealth. And what we begin to do is develop our understanding of abundance based on our understanding of what's in our bank account. That's what many of us did. Many of us were not looking at it in any other way. But the first thing I want you to begin to do is to understand that abundance is 360. That means there are different windows that you should be able to look in and measure your abundance. So for a few minutes, I want you guys to chat with me and talk a little bit about this. And on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm going to give you 4 particular areas that I want you to really look at your abundance. We're going to expand our mindset on how we see and how we view this topic of abundance. And I'm reminded of the scripture in John 10:10. I came that you might have life and that you have it to the full, that our lives will be full. If you look around you and you take a breath, abundance, there is an abundance of air. The universe is abundant, guys. There is not only 3 strands of grass out there. I mean, the grass is in abundance. The water is in abundance. Everything is in abundance. So we need to expand our mindset around that. So from a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to share. How do you view your abundance in the area of your health? 1 being my health is really poor, and 10 being my health is amazing. So 1 meaning, how would you rank and rate yourself in your health? We're looking at abundance from a 360-degree angle through different windows and different lens of our lives. So 1 to 10, how are you measuring up, guys, in the area? Use your chat window. How are you measuring up in your area of your health? 1 to 10. You can share with me. Just rate yourself. 1 to 10, Donna, right now. Because we have to know, if we're in the mall, we need to know where we are right now. So right now, at this very moment, where are you in your health? 1 to 10. Okay? 1 to 10. Next is the area of your spiritual relationship, your understanding that something is greater than yourself. Where do you rate yourself in that area? Where are you showing? Where are you showing up on 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10? How do you rate yourself in your understanding that something greater than yourself is in action, that you're supported by it, that you're connected to it, that you're understanding that you are representing that thing that is greater than yourself? Some may call God, some may call universe. No matter what you call, you have an understanding of something that's greater than yourself. Number 2. Number 3, how do you rate the most important relationships in your life on a scale of 1 to 10? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you rating the relationships in your life. How are you rating them? 1 to 10. Are they great? Do you have a lot of broken relationships? Do you have a lot of unforgiveness? Do you have a lot of relationships that no longer serve you? Are you in relationships that pull and drain from you, that don't create value in your life? Are you a taker in your relationships? How are you showing up in your relationships with your family, with your most intimate partners? Are you always in discord? Are you always fighting? Are you always bickering? Are you always competing? How are the relationships in your life? Are you supportive of others? That's the question. Rank that right now if you were to be honest with yourself, because honesty is what sets us free. The truth is what sets us free. And last but not least, how are you rating your physical abundance, your wealth? What's in your accounts? Do you have more than enough? Or your pocket's empty, you don't have enough to live off of? Are you scarcity? Excuse me. In the fact that you don't have enough to live off? Studies show that happiness, guess what, guys? Studies show that happiness doesn't improve once you get past $70,000. So usually $70,000, and most of the world doesn't make what we make in this U.S. We are blessed. So how do you rank yourself in your income? And that in terms of your tangible currency. How are you rating yourself there? That's the next question. You can chat with me, guys. It's cool. Thank everyone for being here tonight, and thank you so much for your patience too as well. So tonight my objectives are very, very simple. Very simple. I want you to develop your abundance mindset. I want to inspire action, that you begin to own this mindset. And then I want to be able to create value in your life. I want to be able to create value in your life. Those are my 3 objectives for tonight. Develop an abundant mindset, your abundant mindset. I want to inspire action in you to kind of own your mindset around here, around abundance, and to create value. Okay? We know I'm Donna, but for those that don't know me, I'm on a journey. I'm on a journey of learning and evolving and teaching and answering the call that I believe that God has on my life. I'm on a journey to help people discover what's powerful about them and what's possible for them, and be about getting the results that they want in their lives. I'm on a journey to help people move from victim and apathy and blaming and excuses, and not owning the power of who they are because of who they are, who God is in them. I want you to understand that you are enough. That's my journey. I'm here to support people to understand that they're enough to do that which they came here to do. They have everything that they need, and they need to get started powerfully in owning that power and going forward. So the first thing I want to talk about is the first thing first. The mindset. The mindset. Guys, those that are taking notes, understand, I say this over and over and over and over again. Your mindset is powerful in helping you understand whether or not you will have an abundant mindset or a scarcity mindset. First of all, just tonight, you should see abundance through a 360-degree lens. It's all full circle. It's not just one area. So we need to first understand that abundance is not just one area, that we have abundance in relationships, abundance in health, abundance in our finances, and abundance in our understanding of God and where we show up and where he shows up in our lives. So the first thing first, the mindset is the 20% of the effort is 80% of the result. And that 20% of the effort is your mindset. If you get your mindset right, 80% of the results will change. It's been said, if you believe you can or you believe you can't, it's true. Whichever one. If you believe you can or believe you can't, it's true. As a man thinketh, so is he. Now, how do you move from that mindset if you grew up with scarcity? You have to make up in your mind that I am going to have a whole different perspective, because the answer to your mindset around abundance has nothing to do with your conditioning. It has everything to do with right now you have a choice. Everything to do with you owning the perspective and developing new ways of thinking about abundance. And I've already given you one new way already, to know that abundance is not just one area. So we begin to think of poverty, a poverty mindset, and we forget about all the other areas where there's great abundance, and we need to apply gratitude in them, because as your mind see abundance, you get more abundance. You guys get that? So it starts with understanding the fullness of what abundance is. And another thing around this mindset, it goes to that place of not only understanding that it is 360, but it's for you. It is for you. Oftentimes, especially those that look like me, of the darker hue, we tend to look around and we think that abundance is for others of the lighter hue. But I'm here to tell you that abundance is for you. You have a right to the abundance that's in the universe. You have the right. So if you didn't think you had the right, know that you have the right to all that God has created. It is abundance. Take a deep breath. Breathe in and breathe out. We all breathe the breath of the God of abundance. And if he can give us breath, we all have the same breath. You don't have breath because you are a billionaire. Your breath is going to be the same as the breath of the person that may have zero in their bank account. That's how powerful this whole abundance is. There is no respect of person. There is greed. We have miscreated and misappropriated the abundance of the earth. And we've taken advantage of others, and we've robbed and killed for this thing. But I know for a fact that as I change my mindset, as I begin to change my mindset, things begin to change around me. So if you want to know about abundance, begin to study abundance. Begin to look at how others are living, not in comparison, but to begin to create a vision for yourself for this thing, so that you can begin to put new thoughts in your own mindset. I'm from a small town, Rockingham, North Carolina. Never left the town too often, guys. I think we only went to the beach growing up. So we have to go outside of what we know and begin to explore other ways of being, not to compare, not to look and compare, but to see what's possible. You guys with me? Chat with me. Let me know that you're hearing me. Let me know that you're here, because I want you to get it, because I want from this night to change that mindset around abundance. I love it. Let's go to the next one. First, the mindset, you have to pick up and move to a whole new mental zip code. You got to change your zip code. Abundance is everywhere in the world. You have to If your mental mindset have been in lack, if your mental mindset have been in not enoughness, if your mental mindset and zip code have been in uh, a place of always looking at not having enough and not having enough, and in that one window of abundance, which you as a man thinketh, the man is. So if that's all you're looking at to measure abundance, then you're going to get more of what you've been thinking, more of what is. So if you begin to expand your view around abundance, then more, you're at a whole new level of energy, a whole new level of vibration. You're going to begin to see more abundance and experience more abundance. So what you need to do, again, I love this. My coach Lisa Nichols, in her book Abundance Now, this is huge. You have to move to a whole nother mental zip code, and you have to have it that, and that moment you do that, you have to become non-negotiable about that, changing your mental zip code. That means you pack your bags and everything and move from scarcity to a whole nother zip code. Begin to learn, begin to study. We're without excuse. The internet is full of topics. The books are full of courses around a mindset of abundance. Just begin to experience it. Begin to see yourself. Begin to have affirmations around. Begin to live in that place. I always talk about be there before you get there. Be in that vision. Be in that mindset of abundance so that you can get there. I see a hand raised. I don't know what that means, so I'll unmute somebody. I think someone's raising their hand. I want to unmute them. Any case, I'm going to move on. If you need to get my attention, you can chat with me and let me know, and I'll try to open your window, open your phone. Does someone want to say something?
I don't see a chat. I'm trying to chat, but I don't see it.
Are you on the computer or are you on your phone?
On the phone.
Your phone doesn't have chat, so then you have to speak. If you have something to say, you have to speak. Most people, I can see that they are on the actual website, on the webinar, and they can actually see everything that's going on. So you're only hearing me. So if you need to say something, I can unmute you. Just raise your hand, okay? There won't be a chat for you. You have to be verbal. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. So you have to move your mental zip code. You have to say non-negotiable. I'm picking up. I'm leaving. I'm going to begin to see abundance. And the way you begin to see abundance by moving your mental zip code is using the gift of gratitude for what is already. You got that, guys? Move that mental zip code. Don't go back. Pack up your bags. I'm reminded of the story in my favorite book when God told Abram, like, pick up and leave everything. So that means you're going to have to pick up and leave your mindset of scarcity, meaning I'm going to not even stay at that address. I'm going to a whole nother zip code. If you're at the 2837 zip code, move to the 5906 zip code. You getting it, guys? You got to. No one can do this for you. You have to be willing to do it. Another powerful principle about developing your abundance mindset. Live now. Live in the present moment now. Don't keep going in the past and worrying about the future. Now begin to give thanks for right now. I want you to just look around your room. Look around wherever you are and give thanks. Give thanks for whatever it is right now. So this brings you to the present moment. The past is gone. I talk about this. That carpet is rolled up. The past is only the past in your mind, how you see it. It's been said you don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. When you begin to live presently and be in gratitude, the world will be more abundant, it'll be more friendly, it'll be more possible, it'll be more kind. And you begin to see the world as you are, as you change your mental zip code, as you understand the power of your mind and owning this thing. I love this. This is practical. So when you find yourself in the past, remember, that's gone. When you find yourself worrying about the future, remember that's not here. And the scripture, I love the spirit. I'm a spiritual teacher. The scriptures make it very clear that we don't worry about tomorrow. Give us this day our daily bread. How many of you don't have bread today? How many of you don't have a place? It may not be the place you want to be in, a roof over your head. How many of you have something on your back and something on your shoes? We can go to our closet and we can have so many, especially women, hundreds of pairs of shoes to exchange and water to drink and so much abundance. It's the heart of gratitude. Understand that all things come from thee. So we are a place of gratitude. So right now, I give thanks. I can't live yesterday's. Yesterday's gone. I can't live the conditioning of my yesterday. I moved to a new zip code. I see abundance all around me. Right here and right now. I trust that when I take that next breath, it's going to be there. So I can trust that whatever I'm called to do, I can do it. I'm supported in doing it. You guys got that? It's powerful. Live right here, right now, and give thanks right now. Just throw your hands and giving thanks right now. Don't worry about tomorrow and forget about yesterday. Live right now. What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now? What are you thinking right now? How are you serving right now? All of that. Now is what you have, not later. Which leads me to this powerful principle. I tell you, many of us want, we want more money. We want more money. Are you creating more value for anyone else? See, life supports who supports life. Are you supporting life for someone else? Are we supporting life for someone else? Are we creating value? This is me creating value. When I get on and I share my encouraging words, or I might share a post, that's me being of service. We're not asked to be of service in any way that we're not created to be of service. We're only asked to use the gifts and talents that God has given us. So be of service right where you are. That is all required of you, because when you're serving others, you're giving out of what you have. You're giving your currency. You're creating value. How are you creating value? Think about it. Are you asking something of God and something of the universe, something of others that you're not giving? Many people, like, I hate my job, so we go to work and we're haphazardly doing our job, but we want more pay. That doesn't work. That's not universal. The spiritual law of giving is real. What you sow, you reap. We can't sow in apathy and sow in haphazard living and sow in laziness and sow in complaining and sow in scarcity mindsets and expect to get something different. So I want us to have a game changer serve. We understand the more value we create for others, the more we are receiving. It's not about the money. It's about the value we create. If you create value, I promise you the money will come. I promise you. I love to tell the story about my son Justin. He created value in the work that he did. Volunteered hour after hour after hour in coaching and developing these young men, and not for any pay. He will be willing to serve and to give. And it's out of that great value that he created of being of service, using the gifts that he had, that opportunities open up for him. Trust the God of the universe. Trust the spiritual principles. The value you create for others should be your highest aim. That should be your highest aim. Because if you're creating values, I want to create value daily. I want to share something encouraging daily. I want to inspire daily. I want to use my gifts every day at every opportunity, at every chance I get. Raise your hand if that's you. Physical hand, yeah. Raise it. Say, Donna, that is me. Know that you have to be of service. An abundant mindset is a mindset that is of service. If you're not of service, I'm not talking about just for money. I'm talking about of service, because that's why you're here on the planet. Because if you serve and you create value, money will come, because that's a spiritual law. So if you're sowing and creating value, it will come back to you. If you're consistent, you can't go out there and do it once. No, make a commitment to do it every single day. You guys tracking with me? I love it. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys being here, and I hope that you're getting something out of it. If you're getting something out of this, just say yes, yes in the chat. Just say yes. Just say yes. Yes, say yes. I just said yes. To all of you, if you saw that yes and you want to respond, say yes, Donna. I am getting something from this. I'm going to be of service. I'm going to give. I'm going to look for ways of opportunity to be of service every day that I can, every chance that I get. Be of service. Wow. Here's the flip side of this, guys. At the level of service, at the level that you're sowing, be open and be willing and be allowing to receive back. Yes, be open, be willing to receive. I am one of those people, I would love to give and give and give, but I had a very hard time receiving. That is out of balance. That is so out of balance. So we have to be willing to receive. At the level that we give and it shall be given unto you. So be open to receive at that level, and be willing to be humble enough to ask. Oops. Humble enough to ask. 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 Ask for support. Ask for help. Ask. Don't allow pride to keep us from asking to receive. You guys with me? Be willing. Be willing to be received. Because if you give, you should be willing to receive. I'm so excited that I got this principle. I remember in 2014, and I struggled with receiving. And one night I remember writing in my journal, I'm like, God, you said give and receive. And I was convicted that I was not positioning myself to receive. I was always giving, but not open to receive. Guys, guess what happened the next morning when I went out to my car? The very next morning, I go out to my car, and when I get in my car, there was a $20 bill right when I opened my car door. There was a $20 $20 bill when I opened my car door. It was like the universe said, I told you to be open and you'll receive. Yes. Be willing to give, knowing that you're ready to create that value. Be of service. Yes. Oh, Jennifer said she lost $20. Girl, that wasn't yours. That was 2014. You were nowhere near DC at that time. Yes. Oh, my God. You guys are awesome. But yes, be willing to receive. Are you guys getting something? Mindset, first thing first. Move your mental zip code. Create, be of service to others. Be willing to receive. Do all of those things. And next, turn off those limiting beliefs. Turn them into curiosity. Stop it. When you have statements that are limiting, I don't have the money. Instead of saying I don't have the money, it may be a statement of fact. Shift that. How might I go about generating income to support my idea? Who might I ask? What value can I create for others that might be able to generate income? You see the difference? I don't have the money. How does that feel? It's so restricting. It's so closed in. But when you say, how might I? Change it. How might I? You know, it's not possible for me. It might be possible for Donna to make a living doing what she loves. That's what she teach. But what about you? How might you? How might I create money and income doing what I love in service? How might I turn my ministry into business and my business into ministry, that they're one and the same? That my reason for being, why not? Instead of why. Why not? Instead of impossible, it's possible. I'm possible. It's possible for me. Instead of I can't, how can I add this? How can I do this? You guys getting that? So anytime you have a limiting belief, this is powerful. Begin to switch it up into a question of curiosity. You all want to do that? You can use that, and you can do that right now. So I want you to think about a limiting belief that you may have had. I'm not good enough. How might I show my value? The people hate me on my job. How can I create better relationships at work? How can I do that thing that I love? You see that house, it makes you feel so expansive and possibility versus I can't. It won't happen for me. I don't believe it. What if it's true that I can do that? See, we need to change our mindset around those things. And we need to take this out because that's going to not happen. So change those limited beliefs. These are practical principles. I teach those things that are practical where you can actually apply them right now. Not tomorrow, but right now. You can start that right now. Every day. See, we want things. We want the amazing life. Yes, I know I do. But I cannot tell you, you got to be willing to work for it. Are you willing to put all your time? Are you willing to put your effort? Are you willing to put your money? Are you willing to work and be waiting on it? Are you willing to do all that every day? Because the results are going to come when you take action. You said, Donna, I don't know where to start. Take one action because clarity comes from action. You can start taking action. Oh, I stepped off in some poop there. Wipe it off your shoe and move to the next place. Don't allow fear to stop you. Just be in action. Be in action. Get in action every single day. Make a decision that you can't come back from and do it. For me, I leap. You got to leap. I teach about change. You have to leap when you want change because the old conditioning want you to stay stuck. You got that rubber band, guys? I taught you all about taking that rubber band and moving out. Begin to create new ways of thinking, new ways of being. But action is the one that changes things. Action is the one that's going to move you from the scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset. Action, meaning you take action that I'm moving from that address, first of all, that mental address. I'm going to be of service. I'm going to give at a level I've never given before in service. I'm going to exchange my currency. I'm going to be open to receive. I'm going to do all of those things. I'm going to be present. I'm going to be in my present moment. I'm not going to live in the past. It doesn't do you any good. I'm not going to live in the future, but I'm going to live present. I'm going to I'm going to have gratitude right where I am. I'm going to look around and understand that abundance is all around me. You guys tracking? We're almost there. We're almost there. Know that you're supported. I think this is one of the biggest understanding mindset that you have. You are supported because I started the session. I said, John 10:10, I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. If you believe that, then know that you are supported. Abundance is for you. If you believe that, then know that abundance is for you. And if God be for you, who can be against you? The only one that can stop your abundance is look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Look between the ears. Because when you change that between the ears, as a man thinketh, so is he. You begin to see different results begin to show up in your life. You begin to act different. It all works together. Think, feel, behave. Think, feel, behave. Think, feel, behave. As we create new ways of thinking, new ways of feeling, and new ways of behaving, we get different results. We don't get different results doing the same thing with the mindset. They say you can't create new ways of being with the mindset that created the old way of being. So it's mindset. It's mindset, guys. That is key. I want abundance. So that means I have to own my mindset. You guys with me? We're almost there. Thank you guys for hanging out. Burn the ships. I said that. Burn the ships. You got to land in this new address, this new mental zip code, and burn the ships, burn any way of going back to the other zip code. No options. You're going to stay here and be successful here. You're going to apply these principles until you produce the fruit that you desire to live, the amazing life. And I say, watch out, world, because when you do it, guys, when you burn the ship, when there was no more options, so like when I leaped and moved to Maui, I burned the ship of going back to my old life. I said yes to my reason for being, yes to God, yes for the service that I'm here to create, yes for the contribution I'm here to make. And nothing else mattered. I burned the ship of being complacent, of not being intentional about my life, not taking the necessary steps every day. I grind on this thing. I don't just wake up and say, ooh, I'm going to do this. No. Since 2014, I've invested lots and lots and lots of hours, lots and lots and lots of energy, money I've invested more money in this journey than anything I've invested before. I'm telling you, I've invested heavily in living this purpose and living this dream. And I invested in developing a new relationship with fear. I invested of acting, taking steps, acting, being courageous, meaning taking action in the face of fear. Watch out, world. Watch out for these amazing life community members. Watch out, world. These are game changers because they are willing to do the work necessary to create the amazing life that they want. Can't be any blame, guys. Can't blame God. He's given us everything that we need. We can't blame parents. That's behind us. We have to look in the mirror and own our story powerfully. It's possible, guys. You're supported. So as I close, remember the 80-20 rule. 20% of the cause is 80% of the effort, the results, effort and the results. Remember, you have to move to a whole new mental zip code. And you have to live in the present moment. You can't go in the past, is gone. Today is all you have. What can you do for today? That's it. Live in that place. You got to be of service. Add as much value as you possibly can. Be willing to receive all that is good. Be willing to receive from that service that you created every day, not one day. And you have to shift those limiting beliefs into curiosity. Be in action. Be in action. Take bold actions every single day. All you have is today. You can do it for today. When you live in the present moment, you're not worried about, well, can I keep it up 20 years? No, today. Burn that ship and know that you're supported. I hope this has been a very useful talk tonight. Developing your abundance mindset. Put it into practice. Work on those 4 areas: your health, your relationships, your spiritual relationship with God, and your physical wealth. Do the work, you'll get the results. Because the universal spiritual principles, give and it shall be given. Sow and reaping is totally in effect in this mindset. So you sow abundant mindset, you get abundance out. You sow a scarcity mindset, you get a scarcity out. Game is on. So I know that you guys are on the way to the amazing life it already is. See it. Be there before you get there. See you guys on the next topic. Love you guys. Game on. I'm going to be ending. Good night. 9 after 8. We captured some time. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Game on. Good night. Thank you for joining.